Today we are going to start with sum number 5. Yes, the question is there with you. Today our assessee is Mr. B. What is our previous year? Our previous year is 2018-19 and our assessment year is 2019-20. Next, computation of income under the head capital gain. This you are going to write down in the middle of the page and an underline. Then we will go for drawing the format. There are various assets which are been bought and sold by Mr. B during the previous year 2018-19. One by one we are going to start with those assets. The very first asset is self-residential house. So full value of consideration is rupees 48,42,000 which has been given to us. Because it's a long-term asset, we have to take into consideration the indexed cost of acquisition. How will we calculate that? Cost of acquisition into cost inflation index of the year in which the property was transferred and divided by the cost inflation index of the year in which the property was acquired. Now we have to put the figures into this. The cost of acquisition. Now you just have to understand one thing over here. This particular asset has been bought on 1/7/1990, that is prior to 1/4/2001. So in this case, the cost of acquisition would be the fair market value of the asset as on 1/4/2001 into the CII, that is cost inflation index 280 and the cost inflation index of 2001, that is 100. If you can solve this, you will get 42 lakhs. So 48,42,000 minus 42 lakhs. Apart from that, he has spent a certain amount of money as a transfer charges. Those are even deductible. So after deducting the charges of 15,000, Mr. B earned the long-term capital gain from the sale of the residential house rupees 6,27,000. Now we have given an instruction in the sum that he has gone for the purchase of a new residential house immediately after the sale of the old residential house. It means the proceeds or proceedings from the old residential house are being invested into the new residential house. As a result, he is liable for the exemption under section 54. So he has bought the new residential house at 4,40,000. So the entire, because this amount is lesser than the long-term capital gain, the entire 4,40,000 would be exempted. So ultimately, the taxable long-term capital gain from the residential house property of Mr. B would be rupees 1,87,000. Now the second asset we have is the equity shares of Yes Bank. Again, full value of consideration. What is the amount of money he has received from the sale? 5,10,000 minus indexed cost of acquisition. Now you all know cost of acquisition into cost inflation index of the year in which the property was transferred divided by the cost inflation index of the year in which the property was acquired. This is what the formula you have to apply to get the indexed cost of acquisition. If now we are going to put the figures into this. The cost of acquisition of the shares of Yes Bank is given to us 1,50,000. The cost inflation index of 2018-19 to 280 divided by the shares were bought in the year 2005-6. That is why the cost inflation index is 117. If you can solve this, you will get 3,58,974. Apart from that, he has spent transfer charges of rupees 600. If you can deduct this from the purchase this full consideration, you will get the taxable long-term capital gain of Mr. B from the shares of Yes Bank. The third asset which we have been given over here is the shares of Reliance Limited. Okay. Now, how much amount he has recovered from the sale of shares? 2,35,000. Because it's a long-term asset, we have to consider the indexed cost of acquisition. How will you get that? Cost of acquisition into cost inflation index of the year in which the property was transferred and the cost inflation index of the year in which the property was acquired. Now, here, the asset has acquired, that is the shares of Reliance has acquired at rupees 1,80,000. The cost inflation index of the year 2018-19 280, and for 2013-14. Why 13-14? Because the shares are been bought in the year 2013-14 to the inflation index is 220. If you can solve this, you will get 2,29,090 rupees. Apart from that, again he has spent certain amount of money as a cost of transfer charges. How much? Rupees 1,800. If you can deduct all these from 2,35,000, you will get the long-term capital gain from the shares of Reliance Limited 4,110. Now we have the fourth asset, that is jewellery. What is the consideration he has received? 50 lakhs from the sale of jewellery. Again, the indexed cost of acquisition you have to deduct. How will you calculate? Cost of acquisition into cost inflation index of the year in which the property was transferred divided by the cost inflation index of the year in which the property was acquired. Now, the cost of acquisition given to us is rupees 16 lakhs. The cost inflation index for the year 2018-19 280, and the jewellery were purchased in the year 2005-06. So for this year, inflation index was 117. So if you can solve this, you will get 38,29,060. This is what the indexed cost of acquisition. Apart from that, he has spent certain amount, that is rupees 10,000 for the transfer charges in the form of transfer charges. So if you can deduct these two from the purchase, from the full value of consideration of rupees 50 lakhs, you will get the long-term, that is taxable long-term capital gain from the sale of jewellery, rupees 11,60,940. So there were total 4 assets. Now let us calculate the total long-term capital of Mr. B. He had the residential house, then the shares of Yes Bank, shares of Reliance, and the jewellery. These are the capital gain which we have calculated individually for individual asset. If you can take the total of these 4, you will get the total long-term capital gain of Mr. B, that is total taxable long-term capital gain 15,02,476. Thank you.